Joshua drops 6 places as Ife Ajagba ranks 10th in latest rankings. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. The Lagos State government says it will continue to strengthen collaborative efforts in southwest states to achieve an irreversible trajectory of success for the Oodua Group. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said this when the board of directors of Oodua investment companies led by the group chairman Bimbo Ashiru paid him a courtesy call at Lagos House, Ikeja. He also promised that the state government would give full support to the Oodua Group for it to be able to compete favorably as a regional and world-class conglomerate. The governor commended the leadership of the group for making the right decisions, which had taken the organization to an enviable height, and for supporting the Dawn Commission.
To all of the board of directors for the group, in other areas of collaboration, we're here. It's the least we can do for our generation. It's the least we can do for our founding fathers. So we need to have thoughts where the company, can compete. As a state, we're happy that we've taken this decision. We're happy with what we see. We're happy with what we hear, the good things that we hear about you.
Speaking earlier, Group Chairman of the Oodua Investment Companies, Bimbo Ashiru, applauded the state government for being proactive in the area of infrastructure, road, bridges, rail, education, and healthcare services, while calling on the governor to continue to support the group in various capacities.
Someone is to look at areas of partnership. And I will tell you this, when Lagos State joined Oodua, we knew that yes, we had the right set of people because it's been long overdue. Lagos State should have been part of Oodua from the inception. And immediately Lagos State joined Oodua, then we knew that Oodua is owned by the 4th largest economy in Africa.
That was Group Chairman of Oodua Investment Companies, Bimbo Ashiru. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has called for collaborative efforts of residents of the state while pledging his administration's commitment to strengthening and expanding legal frameworks, support systems, and breaking the culture of silence that allows sexual and gender-based abuse to persist. Governor Sanwo-Olu stated this at the Governor's Commendation Award Night held at Ikeja as part of activities marking the end of the Domestic and Sexual Violence Awareness Campaign Month. The governor, who was represented by his wife, Ibijoke, said in line with the pillars of Themes Plus Agenda on security and governance, his administration is committed to making the state safe for all. Governor Sanwo-Olu noted that in the last 10 years, Lagos State has shown unwavering determination in ensuring that it provides holistic support to victims and bring perpetrators to book.
The theme for this year's activities, SGBV, Not on My Watch, is more than a slogan. It is a call to action for all of us. The fight against SGBV requires the participation of everyone, religious leaders, community heads, families, and individuals alike. It is not just the responsibility of the government or the agency. It is a collective endeavor. As we mark 10 years of DSVA's relentless service, I pledge that my administration will continue to support and invest in initiatives that protect our people, particularly the most vulnerable, our women, our children, and marginalized groups.
The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Lawal Pedro, noted that the month-long awareness campaign was to celebrate achievements of the state government through the DSVA in combating domestic and gender-based violence, to speak further action and encourage stakeholders and to bring relief to survivors to eradicate the menace.
It has provided not only immense assistance to those in crisis, but has also created a space where victims and survivors can find hope and healing. As we look back to our journey, we acknowledge both the strides we have made and the challenges that remain. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, you will agree with me that the fight against domestic and sexual violence is far from won. We must stay vigilant, addressing the new trends and adapting our approaches to meet the evolving needs of our communities.
Various activities were lined up for the month-long event, which started with a press conference including Turn Alausa Purple, advocacy walks, Men We Sabi, market fiestas, among others. The theme for this year is SGBV, Not on My Watch. The highlight of the event was the presentation of awards to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who dedicated the awards to security agencies, non-governmental organizations, volunteers, partner organizations and all stakeholders who have raised their voices against SGBV, and deserving organizations who have contributed immensely towards the efforts to stem the menace of SGBV in the state. Lagos State government says it is prioritizing plans to grant full administrative autonomy to Lagos State College of Health Technology, LASCAHET, to enhance the institution's operational efficiency. Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Tolani Sule, said this during the 2024 management retreat of the college, with the theme Creating a Global Standard Learning Culture for Lagos State College of Health Technology. Sule reaffirmed government's commitment to improving the performance of LASCAHET, recognized as the oldest tertiary institution in Lagos and Nigeria. He emphasized that granting administrative autonomy is a strategic measure designed to offer the college greater flexibility in its operations and governance. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Dangiwa, has emphasized the federal government's unwavering commitment to completing ongoing projects. In his Independence Day message, Dangiwa noted that this year's celebration represents a turning point for the nation as it begins to fully harness its resources for the collective benefit of all Nigerians. He highlighted significant achievements in the housing sector, revealing that the government is currently constructing 6,612 housing units across 13 states and the Federal Capital Territory, many of which are nearing completion. Dangiwa underscored ongoing urban renewal and slum upgrading initiatives in over 26 locations nationwide, which are vital to providing essential infrastructure such as roads, water, electricity, and street lights. Now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu has announced a 30-day confab for youths in the country to discuss and address challenges confronting them. Tinubu stated this during Nigeria's 64th Independence Day anniversary broadcast. The president said the modalities of the confab and selection of delegates would be designed as soon as possible. He said his administration is focused on restoring peace to the troubled parts of the north so that farmers displaced by bandits and kidnapping can return to their farmland and increase food production. According to the president, his administration is winning the war on terror and banditry with a target to eliminate all the threats of Boko Haram, banditry, kidnapping for ransom, and violent extremism.
We must stop further bloodshed, violence and destruction. As the president of this country, I must ensure public order in line with the constitutional oath to protect the lives and property of every citizen. Our government will not stand idly by and allow a few political agenda to tear this nation apart. Under the circumstances, I hereby enjoin protesters and the organizers to suspend any further protest and create room for dialogue, which I have always acceded to at the slightest opportunity. Nigeria requires all hands on deck and it alls all.
The president also saluted the doggedness of the Nigerian people, saying the country has survived crises that disintegrated other nations. As the country marks the 2024 Independence Day, the nationwide protest scheduled for today has commenced in Lagos and the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. The October 1 protest, tagged Fearless in October, is a continuation of the End Bad Governance protest held between August 1 and 10 in response to the economic hardship experienced by many Nigerians. Protesters gathered at the busy Utako market in the Utako area of the FCT as early as 7 a.m., where the demonstration is currently ongoing. In Lagos, some protesters gathered at the Ikeja underbridge. Civil society groups, including the Take It Back movement, the Education Rights Campaign, the Coalition for Revolution, and the Socialist Workers' League, spearheaded the protests. This marks the second time in 2 months that angry Nigerians would hit the streets in disapproval of the hardship in the country. The protest has been closely monitored by a large contingent of security personnel, including policemen, officials of the Lagos Neighborhood Safety Corps, and Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. Leading the team of policemen at the protest ground is the State Commissioner of Police, Olarinwaju Ishola. About 5 more persons have been confirmed dead following a cholera outbreak in Igudagu village of Okwetumo community in Abakaliki local government area of Ebonyi State. Commissioner for Health Moses Ekuma made this known while giving an update on the outbreak, saying that 11 cases have also been confirmed in the community. This increases the total number of cases confirmed to 80 and 18 deaths in Abakaliki, Ebonyi, and Izi local government areas. Now to foreign news. 3 civilians have been killed and 9 others wounded in Israeli strikes on Syria's capital, Damascus. The Syrian Arab news agency, Sana, earlier reported that its television anchor, Safar Ahmed, was killed in treacherous Israeli aggression targeting the Syrian capital. Footage posted on social media appeared to show a car engulfed in flames on a street surrounded by apartment blocks. The reports of Israeli strikes on the Syrian capital came as its military began limited, localized and targeted ground raids in neighboring Lebanon in a major escalation of its offensive targeting the armed group Hezbollah. And now sports. Former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has dropped 6 places in the latest World Boxing Organization WBO rankings following his defeat to Daniel Dubois, while Nigeria's Ife Ajagba is the 10th. Joshua, who went into the fight as the world #1 and hot favorite, suffered a shocking 5th-round knockout loss to Dubois at Wembley Stadium in front of 95,000 fans. The defeat has seen the British-Nigerian boxer drop from the top spot to 7th place in the rankings. The 34-year-old was knocked down 4 times in 5 rounds before the referee waved off the contest. Despite the setback, Joshua remains defiant about his future in boxing, stating his stance in a video message to his fans. And that is our news at 10. Just before we go, always carry out proper and adequate checks on your vehicles before setting out. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration supplied 86,000 door furniture sets to 775 public schools? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government has promised to continue to strengthen collaborative efforts with Southwest states to achieve an irreversible trajectory of success for the Odua Group. President Bola Tinubu has announced a 30-day confab for youths in the country to discuss and address challenges confronting them. Also told you that 3 civilians have been killed and 9 others wounded in Israeli strikes on Syria's capital, Damascus. And in sport, former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has dropped 6 places in the latest World Boxing Organization WBO rankings following his defeat to Daniel Dubois, while Nigeria's Ife Ajagba is the 10th. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Adirayo Idowo-Olaya. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.
News from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.